Okay, Beacon Touch, basically simplification of Beacon down to a handful of tangible interface objects and multi-touch panel. So these objects are supposed to be your interaction tools with Beacon. So you have triangle, hexagon, a person, circle, and a plus sign. Okay, and those are the tools for assessment, standard, student, and this one is for modifier, and that's for Sonora Analytics. So let's clear that, please. I want to just put it here. And the first thing I want to do is to log in. So that will read my data. Slide that in. Okay. And we wait it for to get ready. Now Beacon is ready. Okay, so let's first access our standard. Basically, I'm going to put it there. That reads that, and it gives me 3 of my standard. Let me put that to the side. But first, let's take a look at this. And all of the standards are ratio and proportional relationship. 2 of them are green and 1 is yellow. So let's focus on the yellow. I'm going to X the green and focus on the yellow standards. I'm going to then put my student. Okay, and this contextual means this is only bringing students. That is yellow in the standards. Right, so I'll put that to the side. Let's take a look at one of the student. Liam, 7th grade, section 10. He's red on the last assessment and the 2 previous related assessment. Samira, also yellow on the last assessment. You can deal with that later. So you basically can access any of your students with that. Let's use this tool called modifier. If I put it outside, it will not do anything. But if I put it in context of, for example, standard, it will give me submenu. One of them will be to get lesson, assessment, articulation, which is basically could show you predecessor and successor of this particular standard on a honeycomb or star map. We can do that later. And let me remove that. Let's see what happens if I put modifier on this student. It gives me also contextual menu, submenus to show all students, 32 of them for my class, whatever in the visualization of matrix on dot map. It could also do a grouping, but that's modifier can open submenu. But you can also work on modifier by just sliding them from one of the objects, and it will, on this particular one, is actually recognize that the next logical step is to actually grouping. So let's give me 2 group, homogeneous group, 1 yellow and 1 red. Let me just deal with red, so I'm going to close this. Let's move this to the side. And what I want to do now is to use the assessment object. So I'm going to put it somewhere over here. Now it reads that, and it gives me all of the assessment, just recent last 2 months, and apparently 2 of them are related to the standard, but I'm not going down that path, so I'm going to close that. What I want to do is actually use the same token, but this time I'm going to slide it on this particular group of red student. So that, and what it does is call all of the detailed assessment on this group of students. So unfortunately, because of the short of time, I didn't have time to show you the rest of it, or actually build the rest of it. We still have the Sono, basically that will let me analyze this data. But so this information, this matrix here is related to all the items that relate to the standard and this group of students. So if I wanted to come back, I wanted to deal with the yellow group, I can save this by just dragging it down to this group. So I can close this and open the yellow and do the rest of the operation. But for this maker days with this short amount of time, that's the extent of the demo.